Good afternoon and welcome to Chris B. Very happy, Chris B happy. Yes, how you doing? I'm standing here right on the roundabout of Boscombe Pier roundabout, standing by the iconic two towers, a bit yin and yangy. Yeah, it is Monday, bank holiday Monday, May bank holiday, the first big bank holiday of the season of 2026. And there is Boscombe Pier there. Funny enough, this is where I finished my very first YouTube channel video, and this is where I ended, so I thought this would be a very good place to start my second YouTube channel video. And if you did watch that video, you would have noticed a couple of mistakes, my dyslexic mistakes. I called this Bournemouth Pier. That's what happens. But one thing I'm not prepared to do is to go and sit in the studio or office with a laptop and spend hours editing video, because this is what I love to do, and that's basically what my whole channel is about. It's about doing what you want to do and doing what makes you happy. I did actually build a studio, physically built a whole building about 3 or 4 years ago, and it sat there doing nothing because I don't like sitting behind a screen for hours messing around with a mouse, clicking, and then all you either have is a green screen or some shelves with a plant behind it. And you're not going to get this. You know, yeah, you might notice I will stop and start. As I pass people, because a lot of people like to be in a blog, but some people really don't like it, so I will stop and start as I pass people. What an absolutely glorious afternoon. This morning started a little bit overcast, and I thought, oh no, the day's going to be a bit of a wipeout. But come midday and the sun come out, look at that, the sea there. It's crystal clear, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so first week one of Chris Be Happy. So why? Always start with the why. Why am I doing this? I've been doing blogs along this beach now for, well, ever since COVID, so 5 or 6 years, and I started really just with myself in mind, really, to give me something to do over COVID and to try and get myself out of my own personal sadness of continuous losses and problems and life-changing things that happen. I'm on the end of Boscombe Pier now, as you can see, and we've got lots of people fishing. Absolutely glorious. Absolutely glorious, yeah. I thought about coming up here a few times, just get my guitar out, blasting a bit out, put a little bit of a free concert on down here. What do you think? Yeah, so my idea is today I'm going to try and walk up to El Marino's, because I haven't been there yet. It's the Italian pizza restaurant on the beach. Turn around, that'll be the end of my blog, and then walk back. Nice bit of fresh air, can't beat that. But I won't be eating there today because I've done all the prep ready for Chris B pizzas. If you follow it on my Facebook blogs, you'd have seen me making them from scratch. Yeah, really from scratch. So yes, Chris B Happy. Why? Start with the why. Always start with why. Why have I decided to do this? First of all, they say the best way to learn, the best way to learn something is to teach it. And if you're able to teach somebody something, that means, and they learn it, that means you have learnt it yourself. So that's one of the reasons I started doing this, is to, once I'm gaining all this information, if I can get it out to other people and they understand it, it means that I've understood it and there's some purpose to it all. And there's very little in life, I think, experience-wise, that I personally haven't experienced, which I will go through with you over the coming weeks and days and blogs. You will get to hear about all my experiences of an awful lot of fun, excitement, and but also quite a lot of sadness as well. So this is why I've started this YouTube channel, because I know for a fact, because I have been told by people recently and in the past, that I have personally made a small difference to a few people's lives with regards to these blogs. And also, prior to my blogs, I like to help people. That's one of my passions in life. If you want to do a bit of fishing, go get yourself a licence. 71 quid for the season, that's quite a lot of money, isn't it? Or £10.50 a day. Yeah, that's when you can do it, just down there in the sand. Anyway, yes, this is, as I said, one of my dyslexic mistakes. This is Boscombe Pier. Boscombe Pier, not Bournemouth Pier. There is a story about this pier, on the pier, about Victorian days, when a whale was washed up on shore here, and it made national press, if not international press, and people were down here taking photographs, and someone actually was walking across it, and because it had rotten so much, they actually fell into it. Disgusting. Yeah, but that's why Bournemouth and this whole area was such a success back in the Victorian days. It was for its health properties because of the salt air. Yeah, salt air. But let's see how we're going today. Yeah, it's certainly certainly getting busier. I walk right along the coastline then, so I don't upset or annoy anyone. So yeah, that way you've got the Isle of Wight right over there. You've got Henglesby Head, Southampton, Portsmouth, and everything is that way. And Studland, Sandbanks is that way, Paul. Right, so why? Let's get back to the why. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Start with the end in mind, as I was saying. And I have experienced so much in my life that it's funny, you get a lot of life coaches, and you go to these seminars and people are telling you how to live your life, and a lot of them have never actually done it themselves. They've read it from a book. I've always wondered how a midwife who has never had a baby could actually be a midwife, because unless you've actually experienced something yourself, until you've actually been through it, been through losses, you can have a bit of empathy, just climb out, but can you really know? I mean, do you really know what a divorce is like until you've been through one? Do you really know what it's like to lose everything you've had? I mean, I've had 2 divorces and lost everything completely. That's family, house, money, every possession I own. Yeah, and to go through that and come out the other side and decide to get married again and fall in love. And now to be the happiest I've ever been, because I didn't give up. I didn't give up. Yeah. As you see, you might walk past this, all these beach huts. You'll see all spotted along here. My daughter and I rent one of these from the council, and this was my other dyslexic mistake. In my first blog, I said that each one of these beach huts we pay about £2,500 a year. So I said every 4 you walk past, there's a total of £1,000. Of course it isn't. It's 10 grand. every fourth beach hut that you walk past brings in 10 grand a year to BCP Council. What do you think they do with it? I don't know. I suppose, I must admit, they do keep the beach clean. They do keep the beach very clean. They're continuously fixing the groins. And of course, if you've seen any of my other blogs, the sand gets blown onto the road and they put it back. So I must admit, one thing they do down here, and that's why it's won so many awards, is keep the beaches clean. Sadly though, they have decided again not to have the air show. Not to have the air show, which is ridiculous because it's the biggest commercial draw for Bournemouth on the calendar. Up to 1 million people have been counted coming into Bournemouth, usually at the end of August or first week of September, to come and see the air show, but it was stopped last year as the new councillors took over BCP, and I don't think it's happening this year either. I'll wait to see what the bookings are like for hotels and the Airbnb and holiday accommodation is like for that week this year. Yeah, people are they virtually bring their whole houses onto the beach some of the time. But this is relatively quiet. August bank holiday is usually the busiest. And if you watched any of my Facebook posts, you would have noticed that I talk about what's a wigwam and a teepee. It's 2 tents. It's more than 2 tents. I've counted, not hundreds, but maybe 50 tents of people living here for a week or two, actually on the beach here, living there rent free with a sea view. Great big tent. There was one tent I noticed last year. He had 2 or 3 big tents, gazebos, big gas, a barbecue cooker. And guess what? He even had a speedboat, not just a blow-up one, a proper speedboat. Jesus. Oh dear. There's meant to be a bylaw, no one can sleep on the beach, but somehow it's just allowed to continue, and people are doing it. I'm actually thinking of doing it myself because it looks wonderful, doesn't it? Just put yourself up a nice tent here, get yourself a brew going, and watch the sun go down over there, and a sunrise coming up over there, over in the east. Always rises in the east, doesn't it? In this hemisphere anyway. So if you're ever getting lost, that's how you find your way home. Always rises in the east and sets in the west. Oh yeah, so how to start to make people just a little bit happier. Incremental steps, just a little bit every day, if you just improved your life by just 1% a day, it'd be 365% better by the end of the year. Just one little step every day at a time. So I know there's an awful lot of people out there that are struggling, are always struggling, have always struggled, because they can't let go of the past. They can't let go of the past. So mindfulness is what I've been learning with my 12 universal laws, Buddhism, mind control, and it has changed my life. It truly has changed my life. It's like all these light bulbs have been coming on and bing, 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 bing. It's strange because people of old, friends of old that I've known since my teens and 20s, when I've met up with them recently or over the past few years, I said, what's happening to you? They don't recognise me, because I was always the one that was shit-faced. I was the crazy. I'm still pretty crazy now, but now I'm more level-headed. But yeah, I realised that from the age of 15, maybe even before 15, I started drinking and smoking and consuming whatever was available to get me shit-faced every weekend, to get through the weekend, to get through the week and the stresses, all the stresses I put on myself, really. But I had a bloody good time. I've lived a life that a lot of people don't believe the things that I've actually said I've done. I can see when I'm at a party, say, I've done that, I did this, I've done that. I lived my first business at the age of 21 was at Marble Arch, Oxford Street. 21-year-old boy, and I bought it off my brother. It was a small tailoring business, alteration tailor. He taught me how to do it, and he wanted to go and find himself. So I bought it off him for £1,000, 500 quid borrowed from the old man, and 500 quid from savings from doing artwork from my previous job. The only proper job I ever had as a cartoonist. But yeah, working in central London as a tailor in the 1980s, at that time earning 25 grand a year. You can times that now by 1979, so 25 grand a year then. What would you do? Like, times it by 3. So at the age of 21, I was on 70 grand a year, 75 grand a year. Yeah, I had a Porsche. I had a flat in Baker Street, lived just round the corner from where Sherlock Holmes would have lived had he been real. And admittedly, it was really busy there. Oh, right, drawing number 19. Yes, no, I think this one's 18. Yeah. The winters were a little bit quieter, to be quite honest. So the summer we might have taken 500 quid a week, but in the winter it's a bit quieter because there's a lot of tourists. It's the beginning of when Saudi Arabia and the Arabs started coming to London, and they would go out and buy stacks and stacks of jeans from Jean Machine, Jean Junction, Levi's, and £25 a pop even then, and we would basically alter them. And yeah, yeah, living, working in Oxford Street. Then I actually got 50% in a fruit barrow down Oxford Street as well. So I had a fruit barrow down there with the real Cockney lads. Learnt an awful lot more about the East End. Then moved into the East End and lived there for a while, near the Barbican Whitecross Street Market, and then started working on the streets myself just for a bit of fun and to make money. And I actually used to sell off a milk crate. Used to sell on and off a milk crate. a bit like Del Boy, but he's an actor. I was the real actor. 5 bob, 4 bob, 3 bob, 2 bob, hold your ground a minute, what you want to do? I've got a bit of stolen property to clear out the way. My mum and dad was in the iron and steel business. My mum does the ironing, my dad does the steeling. I put the first one down there, London and Paris. Oh, oh yeah, anyway. Have it up! Have it up! We used to have lookouts. Lookouts, yeah. And then the police would come and you'd get nicked for street trading. And in those days you could give a moody name and get away with it. Oh dear, yeah, so life as a 21-year-old oink on the streets of London, giving it some, yeah. So that's going back, well, back into the 80s, 45, 46 years ago, yeah. I'll have to walk all the way around this groin here, if you bear with me a little way. Yeah. Well, there they are. There's some goats. You know, the Bournemouth goats or Boston goats, whichever one. Can you see them there? There's quite a few goats that live along here. Oh, quite a good idea. Oh, there's another one hidden up there. Up there. Oh. Yeah, so when I meet up with old friends, I go, where's Chris B gone? Where's the crazy one gone? And I'm talking about Buddhism, Socrates, psychology, philosophy, reading books. I never really read a book until I was 60 years old. Being dyslexic, as I've talked a lot about. It was pointless, I just couldn't retain the information. But since discovering audiobooks over COVID and the walking down here, I've just, as I've said, I've been filling my brain with every bit of knowledge I can fill my brain with. And a lot of what I've been learning is starting to make sense and made me realise why things hadn't always gone according to plan. Maybe why my first 2 marriages didn't work, why business partnerships didn't work, why I'd fallen out with friends, why the universe had continuously been giving me these challenges that I had to keep fighting. And if you study the 12 universal laws, which is a philosophy for life, not a religion, and whether you believe them or not, it doesn't matter, because you're still controlled by them, as we all are. Oh, and even Buddhism really isn't a religion, because Buddha wouldn't have called himself a god. It's still really a philosophy, and that's why I follow the 2 of them, really. Even though I would call myself a Christian because I have Christian values, and I recently bought a crucifix because I truly believe in the values of Christianity. The miracles, maybe not, but yeah. And we're nearly getting to El Marino's here. I'll do a quick walk around it, because that's the, oh, should I do a quick walk around it? Yeah. They're about one of the only bars that have actually got it working and got it right every year, and they have come back every year. They're the first ones to arrive and the last ones to leave, so they must be the ones that are making the money, because they have got it right. And that's one of the things you have to learn. You've got to get things right. If you do things right, they go right. If you do it wrong, they go wrong. And even though I'm very much in tune with my universal laws and Buddhism and mindfulness, I'm still 100% understanding of capitalism, because that is me as well. So yeah, we are now at El Moreno's Beach Bar. And what is clever is that they have all different areas, as you can see. They've got an area here for kids, so that keeps families with kids happy. You've got other bits where just the general public can sit. You've got a seating area up by the bar, and you've got lovely seating over the other side. Let's see if I can get up here. Oh, man went up a hill, came down a mountain. There we go. Yep, it's bloody busy. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? In the middle, where those round domes are, that's the VIP bit, where you can get yourself a pizza each and cocktails and a bottle of bubbly or something for a fixed price. But yeah, it's really nice to see. It's busy, people out enjoying themselves. It's not too silly priced either. That's another reason why you've got to be careful when having music on these videos, because it does a copyright scan. The funny thing is, as I have released half a dozen of my own songs that I've written, and they're all over Spotify, they're on YouTube, iTunes, everywhere else, and have been copyrighted, I can't even use my own tunes or my own videos without going through an awful lot of copyright madness. So I can't even use my own tunes on my own videos. Anyway, coming close to the end now. There's a lot more to talk about over the coming weeks and years. I'm going to try and drop one of these long videos onto my YouTube channel once a week, and maybe even there's the menu, can you see that? And maybe even try and give you some insights into how to start enjoying your life, stop worrying about things, and enjoy today, because today is actually the only day you really can. Whatever you're doing out there, have an amazing bank holiday Monday, and I'll see you in a few days. But I might be dropping in a few of my old crazy videos that I did for Facebook. I've even got a little series called Bogfather, which I created over COVID and lockdown. Have an amazing bank holiday, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.